Welcome to Double Talk with Dylan and Cody.
Hi.
Today our guest host is Easton, our friend Easton.
Hi there.
We're going to be talking about weird neighbors. I think everybody's had one at some point. I've had a couple. Easton's had some weird ones.
I've had so many, it's not even funny.
Oh, I've had them.
You've been them.
I have been them. I've had them.
Okay, so me and Easton know each other's because we grew up together. Well, I mean, we didn't really grow up with Cody.
You guys are your own weird neighbors.
Yeah.
So I want to hear Cody's first because I've never known any of your weird neighbors.
Oh boy, where to start? Well, really, there's only one. The other ones, they were weird, but they weren't like.
What did she look like?
They weren't story worthy. Oh, she was a big woman. She was.
It's already good.
The wife, she was like probably 6'1". 6 foot, yeah, about that, maybe 220 pounds.
Is that a lot for 6'1"?
What?
For a man, no.
But
for a woman, that's pretty big.
Tell us how tall you are and how much you weigh, women. I'm single.
I never asked her how big she was. I'm just guessing here. I'm going by dimensions.
Okay. Was it like a muscular 220?
No, I mean just like not fat, but not muscular. She was right in between, like that kind of wrestler.
F word? Did you say that?
No.
You can't say that. Fat?
Fat?
I don't call a woman fat.
Yeah, no, I said she wasn't fat.
Oh.
She was right in between there. She wasn't fat or muscular. She was like the wrestler kind of build. You know?
Okay.
And the guy, he's like,
I get it.
He's not much bigger than Easton.
Ooh.
So he's little.
Wait, I need.
Okay. This is about average height worldwide. I'm like 6 foot, so you can tell. Well, maybe not because the cameras are kind of low. I think that one's aimed at my crotch right now.
Probably.
I know you
just go with it. We'll switch to that camera.
Over, but
I hope it has my face.
All right.
Wait. I want them to see how tall I am.
Well, I don't have to stand up. I don't like
Okay.
this.
You can't
I
see
don't
my
like
face.
this.
Okay, here we go.
I don't like this game.
All right. So he was a diminutive person.
Sure. Wait, I need to scale. How tall are you, Easton? Just tell it to the world.
I just don't know because it's one of those things where
Whisper it to me.
You're about 5'6".
Okay, I don't know.
Okay, he was like 5'6" or 5'7".
Okay.
This guy, this little bald guy. He may have worked out occasionally, but he wasn't very big. And so one day, I'm homeschooled, so I'm at home. All I do is just look out the window all day, and I just hear this yelling, which that was pretty normal for my neighbors because they fought all the time. But then all of a sudden, I hear just like a loud screech on the tires and a thud of somebody being hit. And the guy had gone to drive away, and she jumped on the hood of the car.
Are you kidding me?
And so he like stopped for that and like, oh, are you okay? And then she starts yelling at him again, and they just start going at it. And so he takes off, and she's still on the hood of the car. All I see them do is drive around the corner.
Are you kidding me? Wait, so did he hit her initially, and then she jumped on the roof?
No, she just jumped on the hood.
What time of day was this? Because you said you're homeschooled, so I'm assuming it's a weekday.
Between 10 and 11.
Perfect. That's just like the only time you can do something like that and just have it be amazing. Like if it's at night, you can be like, oh, well, I'm drunk. But if it's in the middle of the day, I mean, you could be drunk, but I
don't know. With these neighbors, they might have been drunk.
We
I don't
might be
know.
saying that after we review this show. But anyway.
If you guys are watching, you made life interesting for me.
And it's nighttime. It's nighttime right now. So
I had a neighbor hit their the husband. Remember my house on.
I'm just gonna put like noises over it if we like say something that we don't want.
It really doesn't matter if you.
I'll put a duck noise over it.
I know I don't live there anymore. I guess it doesn't matter. My house on. I grew up.
Yes.
Give them the address so they know who to rob.
I don't think the people that live there now have anything to rob. California.
Come visit us sometime.
Here's my address now. No, I'm kidding.
No,
I'm not going to
I
do
live
that.
there.
We have the same address.
I'll put a duck over it or something. Just quacking.
So remember across the street, remember Olivia, the hot chick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, how could I forget?
So after they moved out, the people that moved in, they were always fighting. And like a couple months before we moved out, you weren't here. This was when you were in Costa Rica. So a few months before we moved out, the same thing. We hear yelling and stuff. It's like a Friday night though, pretty late. It's probably like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and we hear just like thud and screech. And so I look out the window. I'm sitting there, the window right behind me. I look out, and there's a guy just laying in the middle of the road. And so I'm like,
look. Did you help him?
I was like,
Of course not.
no. Somebody came out of the house and
Okay.
like called the ambulance, and they picked him up and they took him. I didn't have to.
Like
do
20 minutes later, it was fine.
Yeah.
No, like immediately somebody came.
He was just screaming for a long time.
So I heard thud, screech, or screaming, then a thud, then a screech. So a couple days later, the neighbor, the woman, is outside working on the yard or whatever, and my mom is out there, and she decides to talk to her and see how she's doing, just, friendly neighbor talk. And she goes, the woman goes, "Oh, I'm sorry for whatever happened last night. My husband, he has epilepsy. He had a seizure in the road the other night."
And then I
got
ran over.
hit.
So I hit him and drove off.
That's a proven science fact. If you hit somebody while they're in the middle of having an epileptic seizure, they pop right out of it.
What kind of cover-up is that? I mean, that's not what happened, but why? I mean, you can come up with something better than that, right? I mean, it doesn't even look like an epileptic.
No. Because it's not like he was on the ground twitching. He was just on the ground in the middle of the road.
There.
Does anybody have footage of what an epileptic seizure looks like? Because I actually
I've never seen one, actually.
I don't know what it actually looks like. But I assume it doesn't look like whatever.
Somebody was saying they knew somebody who got, they went into a coma, and he developed epilepsy in the coma. And, like whatever it was, he had mercury poisoning or something. It put him into a coma. And then when he came out, he had epilepsy and would just have seizures randomly.
See, I wasn't actually sure what epilepsy was. I thought it was just when you saw flickering lights, it made you
No, it's. I mean that can trigger seizures, but it's like a mental thing. Anyways, we're getting off topic.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
there's nothing weird about epilepsy. It's perfectly normal.
It wasn't weird till you said that.
But, so that's one of my weird neighbors. I also had the guy next door. This house had looked the same the entire 14 years we lived in this house. His house was just run down, white, no plants in the yard. It was all dead. And in his backyard, he had a pool, but he never took care of it. So it was green. When we moved in, it was green. And over the years, it turned black. And then eventually,
I remember this.
he would, for some reason, just dump dirt into it. And so eventually there was an island of... I don't know if it was because he was dumping dirt into it, or if there was just been gathered up so much algae that it was just like a floating island.
It was an algae island.
Wait, is this in a pool?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
In his
Yeah.
Didn't hear that first part.
in his swimming pool in his backyard.
Okay. Makes a lot more sense now. I thought you were just talking about a front yard. I'm like, okay, he's just piling up dirt, whatever.
Also, he was married
Why
when we
would
first
that be
moved
an
in.
island?
Exactly, that's what I'm wondering, because I don't know that it's a pool right now.
Okay. Anyways,
He was married when we moved in, and his wife was really nice. She was French. She was had a really thick accent, but she was super nice. And they had 2 huskies, and they always had 2. One would die, and they'd get another one, and the older one would die, and they'd get another one. So they just kept replacing.
Okay.
left him. I cannot put up with this.
Yeah.
A dog's die and a pool has island.
So one we find out, and my mom and her were kind of friends. They would talk a lot, and
That was a little bit Jamaican, wasn't it?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that was not
wasn't
at all
French.
French.
Sorry.
it was like, remember
Offending
Babylon
so many
Circus?
people.
Yeah.
That's what you sound like. It's Babylon Circus is a French reggae band.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
So one day she's talking to my mom and she says, my dad is sick. He's in Paris and I have to go take care of him. He's probably going to die within the next couple weeks. He's really sick. So she goes. She leaves for Paris and we expect to see her back in a couple months. It's 2 years goes by and she still had never come back. And finally, somebody asked him what had happened. He's like, "Oh yeah, she's still in Paris." But this guy was like kind of creepy. So I think he might have just like murdered her and sank her in the.
That's what the island was.
You put her underneath the island.
That's where the island came from. He probably buried her.
It would explain the smells too. Oh man,
that's creepy. I never even thought about that.
Well, you know what? Yeah, but okay, that whole street was. I mean, you can't talk about weird neighbors without talking about the fact that when I came over, we were the weird neighbors too. I mean, we made all kinds of noise in the garage. We had a garage band.
Is that the garage band with no singer?
No,
and you guys just like played by
yourself? It was
yourself?
me and Easton on our guitars and Caleb beating on.
Oh god.
Yeah, it wasn't a garage band. It was the garage. It was the epitome of a garage band because it was made from things in a garage.
Rubbermaid. We use Rubbermaid boxes for a drum set and pencils for drumsticks.
And your little
Were they at least bigger than normal pencils? Or
nope. They were regular colored pencils.
No, we couldn't afford Magnums. Couldn't afford Magnums. No, yeah, it was. And your little brother played drums, and he was like 7 or something.
Yeah,
it was pretty embarrassing. And we played Black Sabbath all the time.
Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, 365 days a year.
Yeah,
Iron Man. So, Easton, you have any weird neighbors?
Oh, I mean, I don't even know where to start.
Just give us one, because we need to wrap it up soon.
Give us one?
Give us one.
Oh, God. How do I even do that? Well, I'll just list them all. I mean...
And then choose the best one and tell us all about it.
No, I'll just list them because there's so much to say about all of them. I had Peacock Man, who had rare birds and peacocks in cages. And I kid you not, his whole backyard and side yard were filled with rare birds. And the majority of them were illegal to own in the state of California. And he was the janitor at my elementary school. Very creepy.
Did you ever call him on it?
I did. And he called me
Citizens arrest him?
He called me the trickster because I used to scare his chickens.
So a little Dennis right there.
And okay. Also, his grandsons live down the street too. There's 3 of them. And they smoked a lot, and their dad thought he was basically Hot Rod. I'm not even kidding. He was basically Hot Rod.
That sounds like a great neighbor. I'd love to have Hot Rod as a neighbor.
A hillbilly version of Hot Rod. And no joke, okay, we built these jumps in this dirt lot it's now an elementary school behind where my house was. And we built this like BMX track, or what seemed like it to me at the time. Probably was like two little
half a speed bump
anthills. Yeah, but he used to go out there and do tricks, and he did what he called the beef contest, where he just went out and did stupid things and fell off his bike. And I remember he had this old Schwinn beach cruiser, and he used to like Schwinn.
Wait, was this a kid or was this a full-grown man?
This is a full-grown man. He was, I want to say 46, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like late 20s.
Oh, no,
when you're talking about
no.
Okay, mid
that changes
40s.
Everything.
Okay.
And, little side note, one day I was watching that guy do his flippy things, and my grandmother and my grandfather had been visiting from Germany, and I'm just out there minding my own business, and my grandmother comes out, my grandfather came out with this furious look on his face, and I'm like, oh no, what did I do? You know, because when you're a little kid and you see that look, you know, like you're in trouble. He comes out and he goes, your grandmother is very disappointed in you. And I'm like, oh God, what happened? And apparently, my grandmother, who was a Nazi, an ex-Nazi, had walked out of my garage, and our garage had been open, and we had been doing laundry, and the laundry basket had fallen off of the washing machine. And she walked out, and the first thing that came to her mind was that I must have tried to kill her with the laundry basket by placing it in front of the door. And that was the last time I ever saw her.
That's the conclusion I would have jumped to.
Yeah. So.
You gotta watch Small Big Nose Men, and they're putting laundry baskets in front of you.
That's why she didn't like me.
Small and Big Nose.
Because I'm a Jew.
So she was a Nazi, you were a Jew, and that's why you guys had problems.
Yeah.
This just turned into like Dr. Phil or Jerry Springer or something like that. I don't know. Can we? And we have the grandmother here.
Oh, God.
Their first.
He's dead.
Oh boy, that causes some issues.
Oh, God.
All right.
I think that's enough for today.
That's a good
Yeah.
end note.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. If you
Nazis.
enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe.
Or Nazi.
The spice isn't that bad. Like, the spice sucks to begin with, and then it goes away, and then you have to start fight the throwing up.